As I sit here in my car on a Sunday afternoon, let me tell you this one thing, that your ability to win or lose in your life is directly proportional to the amount of blame that you put on yourself as compared to the amount of blame you put on other people. For example, if you lose a soccer game and you blame the coach because you feel like the coach put on the wrong team, that they didn't give you the right techniques and you weren't prepared enough, if the sun got in your eyes, if you believe the other team was cheating, if you thought that the field was too muddy, you are losing. If you fail a test at school and you blame the teacher because they didn't teach you the right work, that they didn't warn you about certain questions, or the questions were ambiguous, there wasn't enough time, they didn't give you enough space to write, they didn't tell you that they were going to test you on certain topics that you didn't actually study for, you are losing. If you blame the government for everything, that they put all these taxes on petrol and food, and it's impossible for you to afford the house that you want, you are losing. If you blame your boss for getting fired because you didn't theoretically fulfill the responsibilities of the job, but you think the responsibilities were unreasonable, you are losing. If you blame the police for pulling you over and busting you for speeding because you didn't think it's fair on certain weekends that they have double demerit points and they're clamping down on speeding, you are losing. If you blamed YouTube for your videos not being successful because you've done everything you can, but people just don't want to watch your videos and have no idea why, maybe it's the algorithm, maybe because you're shadow banned, you are losing. If you blame Tim Cook for not having the latest technology on the iPhone and that the iPhone's way too expensive and it keeps having these bugs and you're not happy with the battery life and it's all his fault, you are losing. If you blame Sony or whoever it is that's making GTA 4 or 5 or whatever the latest version of Grand Theft Auto, it's not been released for another year and a half and you think it's their fault and that they're doing something to piss you off because you've been waiting all year and they promised you that it was going to be out this year, now it's not out till next year, you are losing. If you blame PopMart for not being able to get the latest Labubu because they're always sold out and you can't get it everywhere, and there are all these resellers who are buying them all up and selling them at 3 times normal retail price, and it's all their fault, you are losing. If you blame the weather for being so hot and that's why all your veggies are dead and your grass is gone all brown, you are losing. If you blame somebody else, another driver or the traffic or the bad syncing of the traffic lights because you're late to something important, you are losing. If you're blaming somebody for bringing a virus that's infected all the chickens in Australia and it's really hard and it's really expensive to buy eggs now, and you think it's completely unfair that you're paying $12 a dozen of eggs in Australia right now, you are losing. Now guys, I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm not trying to piss everybody off by telling everybody to suck eggs, pardon the pun. The reality is, the more we blame everybody else, the more we blame things that are out of our control, whether it's the government, whether it's Apple, whether it's the chickens, whether it's the sun in your eyes during the soccer game, whether it's like a dodgy exam at school, whether it's anything, the more we start blaming others, what that means is we are losing control of the situation because we're telling ourselves that it's not our fault, that it's somebody else's fault, that there's nothing I could have done about it, there's nothing I could have predicted about it, there's nothing that I could have prepared better for, there's nothing that I could have practiced more for, there's nothing that I could have learned more before the exam about, there's nothing that I could have read the paper properly and made sure that I answered all the questions properly. We're saying that by blaming somebody else that had nothing to do with us, we did our best, we just got shafted. Now, ask yourself, did you really get shafted? Did you really stuff up and miss that penalty from in front because the sun got in your eyes? Did you really fail that test because the questions were not asking the questions that you supposedly were told to study for? If the answer is no, then take a good look at yourself and tell yourself, this is my fault. I screwed up. I missed the penalty goal. It was me. It wasn't the weather. It wasn't the ground. It wasn't the other team cheating. I failed the exam because I spent more time watching Netflix than reading the textbook. I can't afford to fill up my car because instead of saving the money I earned from my job to fill up my car, I blew it on a 6-pack at the bottle shop and I didn't prioritize. Instead of blaming Tim Cook and Apple for charging $2,600 for an iPhone, it is your choice whether you buy the iPhone. And if you choose to buy it, you could always save up more, could have budgeted better and not spend so much on something else so that you'd have the disposable income to buy the iPhone. See, if you change the way you view things, if you change your perspective, and you start thinking, the reason this is happening to me is because of the way I'm behaving, the way I'm acting, the way I'm thinking, rather than it's happening to me because some force of nature, some other person out there has decided that they don't like me and that they have it out for me and it's not fair. your whole life changes. It's like an entire weight that's lifted off you. Because once you start accepting responsibility, that's when you can start instituting change. And like they say, the definition of insanity is to continue to do the same thing and expecting a different result. And that's what we do, isn't it? We find it much more easy and much more comfortable to sit here, dwell, blame, complain, and tell everybody, all our friends, all our family, that's not our fault, it's somebody else's fault, why I can't have this, why I can't do that, why I'm stuck here, why I'm like feeling miserable. It's never our fault. And it's time we got to start making it our fault. That is the key to being happy in the future. So go work hard, go practice, go learn, go budget, go save, go do all these things that are within your control. These are the things that allow you to change your own future for the good without relying on somebody else to change it for you. The other team's not going to like throw the game and let you win. The school's not going to give you all the answers to your test before you go into the exam. The government's not going to let you decide what you want to pay tax for, what you don't want to pay tax for. Tim Cook's not going to allow you to choose how expensive your next iPhone's going to be. It's up to you to control the controllables and let go of those things that you can't. And if that means you have to look deeply inside yourself and accept that at this point you're not doing as well as you should because you're not thinking in the right manner that's going to get you to where you want to be, accept it. Be okay with it. Take full responsibility of it. Stop blaming other people and just move on and change something. The whole world is out there waiting for you. You just got to go get it. No one's going to get it for you. And the harder you try, the more success that'll come, I promise. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry I've had to rant here on a Sunday, but I feel really, really strongly about the fact that whatever you want will come to you as long as you make the effort yourself and you stop putting the blame and the responsibility onto others. Have a great afternoon, and I'll see you next week in another video.